I'm with Tony Cox, who is the Solutions Channel Development Manager for Microsoft. Tony, Microsoft, you've got the whole world to choose from, and you have partners like NextiraOne. What makes them attractive to companies like Microsoft?
NextiraOne's an interesting partner because what they bring to the party is a whole set of voice skills, this idea of integrating telephone systems and this kind of thing. And because that's the direction we're moving with our unified communications platform, it's good to have partners on board that know how to take our Microsoft environment and integrate it into other people's telephone systems.
Now, you're obviously coming to unified communications from a slightly different perspective from others. Tell us a bit about the Microsoft approach.
Well, the approach, obviously, because it's Microsoft, is much more software focused than hardware focused. And for us, that gives us the ability to move into the space really, really quickly. We've come from nowhere into the kind of unified commerce space in a very short space of time, and it's a software that allows us to do that. If we'd had to deal with hardware and hardware upgrades and physical tin and that kind of stuff, that would tend to slow things down considerably. But because it's software, it means that we can update and change things and revise the software quite quickly, which means we can add additional functionality as and when we need to.
And what excites Microsoft about unified communications in particular?
I think it's about taking all of the different communication channels that people might use, voice, video, instant message, and now all the social media tools we're seeing, and integrating them into one place. And that can be the desktop or the phone, and also into the kind of future, the television set, for example, and then allow people to consume that kind of stuff, be that on-premise or, as we're beginning to see, much more of that stuff coming out of the cloud.
And this is the crystal ball question, which is a bit of a difficult one, but what about 5 years' time? What do you think, how are things going to change, do you think?
I think certainly from the way people consume content, I think there's a number of things that are going to happen. One is we'll see mobile devices become even more pervasive than they are today. We're already beginning to see people predict that the way people consume the internet, for example, will be through mobile handsets of some kind rather than through PCs. But I think much more of that content will be consumed out of the cloud rather than corporate organizations or even smaller organizations deploying that stuff internally. They'll take a lot of that stuff and then put it up into the cloud, which gives them instant flexibility and geo scale really, really quickly.
Okay, well, thanks very much for talking to us today.
Thank you, pleasure.